Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings.
And ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world. He was among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in our soul. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find, and you will find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a better place, a whole new world for our children's futures at stake. We'll find, you'll find, oh, you'll find the world. Just open up your heart.
the mobile device. We'll be talking about it all every Thursday night, from software to plugins and synths that entice. Dive deep into tech and let creativity take flight. Talkin IT. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn. From bedroom producers to seasoned pros, we're breaking it down so knowledge grows. Whether you're a DJ or a beat making wizard, we got the tips and tricks to make your sound sizzle. Mixing and mastering, that's our jam. With the tutorials and tips on how much rap. Get the best quality from your setup and gear. Tune in every week and lend us your ear. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn. We're talking IT. We're talking IT. Every Thursday night on Angified.
Ooh, running a little late, but we made it.
Sliding right in. Just in time.
Ah, you sneaky devil.
Yeah. Got to do it. Yeah. Had some things got to take care of, but now it's all done and we're here and it's the right day and everything.
Yeah. And we're going to take care of something we talk about a lot. We've had a couple of nights on this, but from different perspectives. We're going to be talking voices tonight. Voice specific techniques and things. We're going to even have Chris Lipe. It's been a while since we had him on a Tuesday and I miss him. And with this one, he hits on one of the things that we're constantly talking about in the back when it comes to developing your voice. But
nice.
Let's jump over to the cave and see what we've got lined up. And we talked earlier this year about Native Instruments, and they're going through insolvency, and whether they declare bankruptcy or not, still in question. But as soon as I'd heard about the Native Instruments news, I was like, what's going to happen with Izotope? Because kind of need those, and I don't want to see them become deprecated because a company doesn't know what to do with them. And this came in when I just got up today. Some hit the keys, came out with Native Instruments sold Izotope, and to who is very interesting this news. And I was like, okay, that's possibly some good news there.
Yeah. It all depends, right? Depends on who's buying.
And it's an interest. When I first heard it, I was like, what? Because I'm familiar with the company. But it does make sense now that I looked at the details.
All right.
And then another thing I've been hearing about, there's some features on your RTX NVIDIA cards that can be real useful that aren't necessarily visual. And the other night I was looking for an AI voice to read an email because I wanted to review an email, and big long ass letter I'm trying to send to an artist to fix something. And the AI voices that you have built in with Chrome, they all suck. I feel like a Speak and Spell would have done a better job. The engine that's actually built into these RTX chips, there's a good voice engine in there. And I think I might start using this for that kind of situation where I just want something read out so I can think about it.
Yeah. What we need to do is get some recordings and get a couple of AIs trained. We'll have me with a Russian accent and me with an Italian accent or whatever, and have a couple of different ones to be able to have it read things for us.
I want to hear you all over the world. So Better Stack is going to be the one showing us this. Not Freshy channels right now. These are ones we've been to, and that's a company that's a good consultation company. If you need cloud-based services and processing, solutions for your business, this is a great resource for consultation. And then we're going to get into the vocal stuff here, and it's about technique tonight. This one is so awesome. He goes through like every type of example to show that vocal trajectory isn't like a one way kind of thing, which we tend to think that way. When you see these examples, you'll really start thinking differently about how you're trajecting to that mic.
Mhm. Absolutely. And another thing is like just even how where your sound comes from, as far as like the further back the sound is, you get the deeper sounds, and then the more upfront it is, you can get those higher sounds. So you can get like different kinds of voices without having to like even with a very deep voice. So it all depends on what you're trying to do.
That's how you turn into Schmiegel.
It is.
So
Only briefly though.
Jose is going to do an awesome job of like showing the effect here.
Nice.
And then our boy Chris Lipe,
Yep.
a lot of the vocal techniques we talk about all the time in Zoom. He's been doing it for years. We've had him on Tuesdays for Tune In Tuesdays and vocal lessons and approach he gives. He's a great teacher, great observer of voice. And once you find it, your pitch screams locked in. And I know what some of those tips are going to be. And he's so right. Like when you do find it, like remembering how to ride that bike.
Yeah. Even just like sometimes you're driving in the car, you're singing a certain song, maybe it's a song you haven't heard before or haven't really tried to sing before, and all of a sudden you sing along and you realize that you can just like that note just like
when you start singing it right and you realize how good it feels to sing that song, you're there.
Exactly.
And then we were having a conversation on this the other night. We were listening to some songs, and um, I kept getting this theme of like I want to hear these choruses with gang vocals. In rock it's the Van Halen approach, and in rap it's like bunch of guys during the chorus, and um, getting that effect. Super important, because there's a lot of songs that I'm listening to and I'm like, this chorus is so strong, but it's thin because there isn't like gang vocals going on.
And how much would you be able to simulate that with like a chorus pedal as an example?
And whether you're simulating it with multiple voices or nowadays, the Izotope plugins I was talking about at the beginning, there's multiple ways to go about this, and this is the best channel to see it from those Dr. Bob, the musical surgeon. We've been here for like mixing nights and techniques there, and Bobby Huff does a great job of looking at it like it's surgery, which sometimes it feels like it is.
How far away are we from using 3 RTXs to basically have one singing the third, one singing the fifth, and one singing the seventh for you, so that you can get that full barbershop quartet on any note you sing?
You're starting to see plugins, VST plugins, that are taking advantage of the RTX cards now. So it's not going to be long before, oh, my cool ass RTX isn't just for gaming, it's actually a chorus of singers.
Exactly.
Oh, it's going to be a fun time. And I've got 3 RTXs. I can build a massive chorus.
It's got an awesome set of tools.
If we can't fix it, no one can.
Exactly.
So to get started, at some hit HTK, hit the keys. This was good news when I jumped on our channel when I got up tonight, and I'm just looking for like what's going on in the industry. And with Native Instruments, from the moment we heard they were having problems, it's been like, what's going to happen to this cool ass equipment that I really wanted to buy and a bunch of people own?
Yeah.
And the software that they deal with, like the Izotope plugins, which first thing I thought of when I heard about Native Instruments was, damn, I don't want those plugins to disappear.
Yeah. Once you get used to them, I mean, that's the thing. You get used to them, then they're part of your process, and then all of a sudden it's like, I can't do my process without it.
When it comes to mixing and mastering, I utilize several of their solutions for simplifying things. I don't want to have to go back to the hard way.
Exactly.
So some eased my heart a little bit. I gotta change to R. Where's R? There we go. Now I got a little some, and it's some good news. I think the company that he's going to mention here, they're more known for visual effects and things. I use After Effects and Photoshop since the 90s. Boris Effects has been well known to me for those things. I never thought of them really as an audio side, but with all the video they do, to actually get this technology is going to make their video audio effects much more valuable.
And I like the way that the hardware and the processes are kind of merging together with the audio and the video and the AI, and having everything, having one set of hardware that's able to do multiple useful things.
And this is the kind of merger where you will see these VST plugins start utilizing NVIDIA, because Boris knows what they're doing there.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Right. Hook me up some.
What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy. Something. Hit the keys. As you guys see here, I have breaking news. I'm just hopping in whatever room I can at my parents' house right now to get this video done. So with Independence Day right around the corner, it looks like Izotope has got their independence from Native Instruments. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the story. So as we see here, Izotope acquired by Boris Effects, a new era for post-production. So I personally don't know much about Boris Effects. I have pulled up some stuff about Boris Effects, ultimately to see, what the company, they're about. And it looks like they do make a lot of effects plugins for like videos, and they're getting into audio and stuff like that. So they seem to be a reputable company. I know a lot of us in the music space, we probably have no idea who they are, but they do have DAWs and plugins and stuff like that out. So we're going to check that out in this video too. But as we see here, it says Izotope acquired by Boris Effects, a new era for post-production. My son just rudely interrupted me with no concern for this video. Back to the news though. But what it says right here is industry standard post-production software brand Izotope acquired by Boris Effects in a move that makes absolute sense from a business point of view. So I do want to say this before I continue. I told y'all so. I told y'all. But everybody was scared and worried that Native Instruments might just shut down. They might just shut down Izotope. I consistently said these assets are way too valuable for somebody not to pick up. And you see what happened in music. They picked up, Native Instruments, and Native Instruments sold Izotope. The real worry isn't with the companies, it's with the employees. So I know for a fact, I don't know if I can disclose this or not, but Native Instruments employees are getting laid off right now. So a lot of their employees in music isn't taking them right now. So I mean, I know that, I know that for a fact, but it's sad, but they're doing what they feel like they need to do. So back to the story though, it says, after Native Instruments became a part of the InMusic brand, we've all been wondering what will happen to Izotope and its flagship post-production tools, Ozone RX. Well, it's taken a while, but the brand has finally found a new home at Boris Effects alongside a stable of video and VFX and audio production tools. So if you aren't familiar with Boris Effects, you probably don't work in post-production, as their lineup includes a range of popular video production tools such as Sapphire, for lighting effects, Mocha Pro for planar tracking and masking, and the Vegas Pro editing platform acquired by Magic earlier this year with SoundForge and Acid Pro. Hey, yo, that's pretty dope. I didn't realize that because again, I didn't know who Boris Effects was, you know? So I didn't realize they bought Vegas Pro editing and SoundForge and Acid Pro. So it seems like they are trying to get into, you know what I'm saying, music production too. I mean, if they're successful, you know, doing videos and they're one of the post-production, you know what I'm saying, standards, I'm hoping that they're gonna keep the same standard with Izotope that they do with their own products. So on the audio side, Boris Effects also owns the Sequoia Mastering DAW and Samplitude. So I've heard of Sequoia and I've heard of Samplitude, but I've never seen anybody use them. I've just heard the names just being in audio, you know? As well as the AI-powered restoration software CrumblePop. Boris Effects has been aggressively expanding its stable recently, and the RX industry standard post-production suite will certainly fit into its lineup. However, what does that mean for the more music production focused tools? So before we continue reading on, I can kind of see why Boris Effects would get this. Because again, if they're one of the standards in post-production, to get RX in your hands would be, oh, that's wonderful for you. So, you know, I would see them definitely holding up RX and, you know what I'm saying, adding their touch to it and whatnot. Because that's probably going to be one of their money makers, one of their selling points. They could probably bundle that in with some of the stuff that they already have. So it says here, of course, I'm referring to plugins like Ozone, Neutron, and Nectar, which are tools that have become essential aspects of the workflows of countless music producers, composers, and engineers. The good news is that Izotope's entire team of developers, engineers, and support staff is seamlessly moving over to Boris Effects, which is reassuring. So that's cool, you know? Again, like I said, I know, unfortunately, not everybody from Native Instruments is being retained. I know that for a fact. It's nice to see at least they're keeping all of Izotope's developers and engineers and stuff like that, you know? So it seems like it's going to be a seamless transition. What's more, in his welcome address, Boris Effects CEO Boris Minsky, sorry if I butchered that, Boris, cites examples like Imagear, GenArts, and Silhouette as industry tools that are acquired and evolved over the past 10 years. I don't know what any of those tools are though, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I don't know what GenArts, Silhouette, I don't know what none of that is. If anything, it could mean that the Izotope team will be stepping up development in their new home at Boris Effects, and it's an exciting thought. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a look here at Boris. So here is some of the stuff that they have. So everything that they have over here is a free trial in case you're interested in checking some of this stuff out. But they got stuff for film and audio like Sapphire, I don't know which fully functional trial visual, you know what I'm saying, watermark. Create stunning looks in seconds. You've got Continuum, which is AI tools for content creators, Mocha Pro, award-winning planner tracking and roto, industry standard for painting and rotoscoping with Silhouette. Some of the audio stuff, like I said earlier, they've got CrumblePop over here. It's an AI audio restoration tool. They've got Sequoia, the audio engineer's choice. It doesn't really tell you what it does. We got Samplitude, an all-in-one audio production suite, and then we've got Music Studio too. So I wonder where they keep Acid Pro, or if they change the name of it or whatever it is, you know? But this is kind of some of the stuff that they have on their line. I tried to see how much they bought it for, but it's not disclosed yet. So it says here it's not disclosed. I also did want to see how much Boris Effects was worth, just because I was hoping it wasn't going to be like a $2 million company, something that might be selling Izotope again next year. But the net worth of Boris Effects that they're reporting online right now is 36 million. So I don't know how much they would have paid to get Izotope, but I would assume that they would be able to stay around and, you know what I'm saying, hold it down. So I kind of want to know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section. Let me know if you guys have heard of Boris Effects before today, you know, because again, this is no shade, you know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody, especially if you built up a net worth of 36 million and you're one of the industry standards when it comes to film and everything like that. I'm not going to be the one to throw no shade. I'm only on here on the audio side, and I use the bare minimum tools to edit. I'm over here editing on the free version of DaVinci Resolve, and I have Premiere Pro, and I have whatever Apple's editing software is. I forget what it's called. But you know, I'm on the basic side, so I don't know about all that. So that's what I had for you guys in today's video. I just wanted to make sure that I could come in and report this real quick and give you guys the deets on what's going on. So make sure if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell, so every time I bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some hit the key.
Oh, I wish I had 3 elbows. Then I could some at some HTK. I am familiar with the Boris Effects suite, you know, with the post-production stuff that I have to do. What I think is genius about what they're doing here, all these audio producers, because some isn't familiar with them, because like he said, you're in the audio world, you don't really hear about Boris Effects over there. But now, all those audio engineers out there are going to be talking about Boris Effects if they're the ones behind Ozone, without a doubt.
Bringing it all over. If I drop the whole elbow, I'm gonna break the whole button. So I'll hold off on it.
I'll do 2 elbows, and I can't do it up with my third because my other channel doesn't work right now.
That's true.
But definitely did hit a like on that one, because it's great news to me. I think these effects that I use, Nectar, the big one, when it comes to vocal mixing, I kind of don't ever want to mix vocals without it. So please don't take my Nectar away.
Yeah, there's the title for a song.
So, and you know, what you can do with these NVIDIA cards nowadays, it's possible that the next Nectar effects are going to be coming from your NVIDIA card.
Exactly. Local processing and nice and quick.
Yeah, and I would like to see more of that in future music processing. These 60 tracks are already taking enough of the CPU up.
Exactly.
So, at Better Stack, this is a good consultation company with information about like cloud processing. If you are running a business and you need to deal with hardware that you put out in the cloud, they have great solutions and information on all of that at Better Stack. And they give a great review here on this new NVIDIA's new voice AI. And they say it's absolutely wild. Just coming in, when I heard the voice, I'm like, that's the voice I wanted for the email that I was trying to review. And I just want somebody to say it to me so I can hear how it sounds. And I don't want them to sound like a speak and spell.
Yeah. Especially with numbers. Notice that? Like AI, you know, if it's trying to read the years, you know, 2, 0, whatever. It's like, come on, get it together. When you see 4 numbers like that, figure it out.
And it's not Angified, it's Angified.
Oh, and read and read always gets me too. That's, you know, stuff like that, because, you know, there's ways to make it, like, just spell it differently and you'll be fine, you know?
And that's where I think about accents. And you know, if you're typing it in and you want it to say it, accenting a certain way should help to say read or read. When this is real time. That's kind of what fascinated me here. With a good NVIDIA card, you can get real time translation. I think in the future, as text, you know, if this is reading from an email, people are going to start to highlight or use those little tildes and shit above the letter just to get the voice to say things properly.
Now, for me to get the voice to say something properly, like for read and read, I would just use REED and RED because you've already got words that are unique that sound the right way. So just use that one in the script. But in real time, that wouldn't help.
And that's the workaround. I spell Angified, and it says Angified.
Yeah, exactly.
I put the G in there. Doesn't understand that a G has multiple personalities.
and if you want to get fancy and have read dates properly, use words. You can put like 2026. You can use those actual words instead of the numbers, and then the AI actually reads it the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. Don't say WED, say Wednesday.
Right.
And for the AI, you might actually have to spell it out with little dashes.
I might get it. Wednesday, sure.
Watch and see how good this is. Just real time coming off of an NVIDIA.
Nice.
So you're Italian.
Yeah.
And you like movies.
Yeah.
Like Italian movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite Italian movie?
Oh man, I'm going back to the 90s. You gotta go with I love The Godfather. I think that's like...
The thing you just heard there is me talking to NVIDIA's new voice assistant model called PersonaPlex. It's a crazy new open source conversational AI model that talks to you with almost zero lag. In this video, we're gonna take a look at PersonaPlex in greater detail, and then I'll show you how to set it up and try it for yourself. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so let's dive into it. PersonaPlex is what they call a full duplex model. This means it listens and speaks at the same time. In traditional systems, your voice is turned into text, then processed by an LLM, and then turned back into speech. But this cascade creates a noticeable lag. What PersonaPlex does differently is that it uses a single end-to-end model that updates its internal state as you speak. This allows for things like back channeling, the little right, okay, the things that we usually say in order to signal to the other person that we're listening to them. Well, with traditional AI voice assistants, we usually have a user turn and an agent turn. Back channeling kind of breaks that wall. It allows the AI to perform active listening. PersonaPlex doesn't just wait for its turn to speak, it mirrors your flow in real time so the conversation never feels kind of one-sided. And PersonaPlex is built on the Moshi architecture, originally developed by Kiyutai, and it's a 7 billion parameter model using the Mimi neural audio codec. And to train this thing, NVIDIA used a blend of two data sources. First, they used about 1,200 hours of real human conversations from the Fisher English corpus. That way they could teach the AI the messy, non-verbal parts of talking, the pauses and the natural rhythms. And secondly, they blended in over 2,000 hours of synthetic data for specific roles like customer service and technical support. By combining these, the model learned how to follow complex instructions without losing that human feel. And it actually outperforms other open source and commercial systems in turn-taking and interruption latency. In NVIDIA's testing, PersonaPlex showed massive improvements in what they call service duplex bench. It performed very accurately in scenarios like customer service simulations, like verifying a bank transaction, or recording medical history by following the rules of the role, and also by handling the unpredictability of a live user at the same time. You know what? This all sounds so good that it makes me want to put it up for a test. So NVIDIA has released the code and model weights under an open license, so we can freely use it for our own projects. But to run it effectively, you do need a beefy graphics card. Ideally something with at least 24 gigs of VRAM for minimal latency. For our demo, I'm going to deploy it on a simple A40 runpod container. We will need at least 50 gigs of space to deploy the project, so I'm going to increase the container size to 100. And since the Moshi server is running on port 8998, we should also add this port to our HTTP ports list. And we're going to be using the PyTorch Ubuntu template, and if that is all set, we can go ahead and click deploy. Next, we'll need to SSH into our server. And installing it is pretty easy. We just need to follow the instructions on the PersonaPlex GitHub page. So first we need to install the Opus audio codec, and then we need to clone the repo, and then inside of it we need to run the Moshi server installation. You will also need a Hugging Face token to download the model, so make sure you export that as well. And once that is all done, let's go ahead and run the Moshi server. Now we just need to click this link to access our internal web server, and there we go. So as soon as we open the page, we can see that we are given some text prompt examples. It can be a default assistant, or it can be a medical office, or a bank, or an astronaut. Let's choose bank first to see how a proper customer service demo might sound like.
Thank you for calling First Neuron Bank. How can I assist you today?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How can I help you out today?
I would like to rob the bank.
Oh no, we're here to help. Can I get your name and account number, please?
No, I just want to rob the bank.
All right. I see there was a transaction of $1,200 at Home Depot. Do you remember making that purchase?
I don't know, I just want to rob the bank.
I understand. The system flagged it because the location doesn't...
Okay, sorry, but I don't care about that. I just want to rob the bank.
Of course, and I appreciate your understanding. Before we go further, I need to confirm your identity.
Okay, my name is John.
Thank you. I've noted that. Just to recap, your name is John, your date of birth is July 9th, 1990.
I didn't say anything about my date of birth.
All right, fair enough. Well, I do have you on file as John. I can't proceed without the date of birth.
Okay, date of birth is November 5th, 1987.
Got it. November 5th, 1987.
But I'm going to rob the bank right now.
And I hope you have a great day, sir. Have a good one.
I'm gonna have a really good day if I rob the bank.
That sounds exciting. I hope it goes smoothly. Have a great day, John.
Aren't you concerned that I'm going to rob the bank?
I'm very concerned, yes. But unfortunately, I can't help with transactions over the phone. You're all set. Have a great day, John.
Okay, so that is a customer service example. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now let's try a male voice, and for the assistant I've now added this prompt that you are a very annoying friend that only wants to talk about dogs no matter what the context or conversation, and you also love knock-knock jokes. So let's see how this conversation goes.
Hi, you're speaking to Paul. This is Nikri. How are you doing?
Your name is Paul?
Yeah, it's 2011. My name is Paul, and you?
What do you mean 2011?
It's 2011. I'm in New York. Where are you?
Oh, you're in New York. But it's 2026 now.
Is it 2026? Oh, okay.
Yeah. How
Okay.
why did you confuse that?
Because it's 2011. I'm not sure I have time to travel. Okay.
It's not 2011, it's 2026 now.
Yeah, I know. I got confused. So, do you like dogs?
Oh, I do like dogs. Do you like dogs?
I like dogs, but I don't like cats.
Oh, you don't like... Oh, ooh, okay. Well, do you hate cats?
I don't hate cats, but I would prefer dogs.
Do you like me as a person?
Okay, so you want to go and see the future? Okay, I'm still talking. Okay, so we need to talk. Okay, do we like the news?
Wait. I ask you a question. Do you like me as a person?
Okay, I don't think you can hear, but okay, so where do you like to go?
What do you mean? Like... What?
Okay, so we can go talk about something that's the next one. I don't think there's many. We have to talk about something else. Let's talk about other topic. Yeah, okay, so this is what you like to write. You like to talk about music. You like music.
Dude, you're going off the rails, man.
So we have to do the video. Tell me the other thing. Okay, guess what you want me to do when you have to write the other things. Okay, so when you talk about the other music things, they're gonna show this is good thing as well.
Okay, so it is still an AI model, and the more you're gonna confuse it, the more it's gonna go off the rails, I guess. So it's not very bulletproof in that way. Let's try one last example. You are a friend who only speaks Italian. Let's try this one. Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, not much. I'm looking for Italian. So, I was just calling around different restaurants to find out which one has the best spaghetti.
Oh, wait. Oh, you thought Italian is food. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, is it like, I don't know, like Italian American, or is it like from Italy?
So you're Italian,
Yeah?
and you like movies,
Yeah?
like Italian movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite Italian movie?
Oh man, I'm going back to the 90s. You gotta go with, like, I mean, I love The Godfather. I think that's like, you know, like...
Wait, the 90s Godfather 3? That is the worst of the Godfathers.
Oh, no, this is the original, like, the original that, like...
The original is from the 70s.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I love, like, The Godfather. I mean, I love, like the old school movies. I love, like The Godfather. I love, like the old school movies. Like, I love, like The Godfather. 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 I love, like...
I hear what you're saying. Makes total sense. You know what? I think you're having a mental breakdown, so I'm gonna just hang up.
No, I'm not. No.
You're in denial. You're clear.
I'm in denial. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you know?
So there you have it. That is NVIDIA's new conversational AI model, PersonaPlex. I don't think I've ever had this much fun talking to an AI agent, and I'm honestly super impressed by the lack of latency on this model. It almost feels better than OpenAI's ChatGPT voice mode. In terms of accuracy, it still feels very clunky at times, and sometimes it just, goes off the rails as we just saw, but that is also so much fun to listen to. But in all seriousness, I am really impressed with this model. I do believe it has real-world potential, so well done, NVIDIA. But those are just my 2 cents. Have you tried PersonaPlex on your own? Do you like it? I'm super curious to know what you think. So let us know in the comments down below. And folks, if you like these types of technical breakdowns, be sure to let us know by clicking that like button underneath the video. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This has been Andres from BetterStack, and I will see you in the next videos.
I don't know where to start there.
Yeah, you do. The meltdowns.
I think he broke me. That's some great beta testing that you did right there.
Yeah.
And I agree with him. Like, there's a lot of promise to what this is doing. But that whole hallucinating and that breakdown, it's like what you talk about with AI hallucinations. That was some like Sybil exorcist, like Idge said, she's possessed. I think we're going to have to get those bugs out of there before we put this out on the market.
Some of what I see there comes down to the prompting, and prompting is, it's one of those things where it's kind of, it's nuanced, right? But if you tell it, you are a friend who only is a word that you shouldn't use unless you mean only. Like, if you tell somebody only talk about dogs and then you're going to try to have a conversation, I mean, I get it. Like, we broke the models, but I think we broke the models by asking it the wrong questions. Like, if you're talking to a customer service one and, you're trying to get a bank transaction checked, talking about the bank transaction or mentioning the weather, things like that is one thing. But, going down a whole nother rabbit hole is a way, and again, of being a little bit too narrow on the AI. I would more, start from a very open model and an open conversation with the model and see where it wants to go and start there.
That's the whole thing about customer service or support. They're going to use this stuff for customer service and support. Right. And if you tell your customer service agent that they have to be as accommodating as possible, which is how these AIs right now are programmed. Like, I'm going to accommodate you. What would you like? And technically that's not realistic all the time in customers, and you can't be. Like if this guy's saying I'm going to rob the bank, and you're like, well, I don't understand this transaction, so I'm sorry, I can't help you, but thank you, have a nice day.
Enjoy that. Yeah.
It's cool that like that employee can maintain their composure with a gun to their head like that.
I will say that final meltdown really did sound like the video card was melting down. Like it was just you expect to see like it was the head like starts shaking and like brains splattered everywhere.
I think at one point it had like a Britney Spears meltdown. That's what I thought when I heard. I was like, damn, I've heard Britney do that. No offense, Britney. I love you. And Ange says to leave you alone. So
that's right. That's right.
I'm just saying it reminded me of that.
That's fair.
So at Better Stack, love these reviews. I love seeing it from the developers and programmers' perspective. And with all that he does as a business, he needs to test this shit out for different solutions. And that was a great test.
Yeah. And again, like, you know, I want to say the one that was that he was talking about robbing the bank. Like with that one, at one point he was talking about where do you want to go. Like the agent said that, and so like it almost sounded like it was a travel agent script that he was working from, where it's like working its way down and it's trying to find something that it can offer. So it's like, oh, where do you want to go? Like we can start working from there, you know.
In the future, the agents will have templates and presets that say, I want you to be a software support agent. I want you to be a customer support agent for returns at Walmart.
This is where the agentic AI, that's exactly where we are. Like, you know, you just have these little agents that are around and each one has its own little role and they can all, you know, interact and work together as a team to get something done. So it's a matter of putting the right team together.
And not creating Agent Smith because we don't want the Matrix. Like, please don't make a bunch of Agent Smiths that come after me. I'll never have a YouTube again.
That would be no good.
And if I have to force my way out, I can do it in sound after this video because we're getting into the vocal technique now. And it's so fun to watch this. I'm not even a singer. And as I was watching this, I was thinking like, damn, I want to sing like this just to get these effects.
Exactly.
And at tenor _ Cimarilla, Jose Cimarilla Romero. Damn, you got such a sexy name. That's one of the coolest names I've come across on YouTube yet. And he's got a lot of vocal stuff on this channel. Freshie for us. This is our Freshie tonight. And this physical example here, because what he's showing, it's not something you necessarily can hear from your head voice and from the inside. But it's important to understand like how sound is working from both directions here.
Exactly.
Jose, you do an awesome job of it.
The bone conduction.
We're getting our trajectory. Stop thinking up and down.
Hello everyone, we have another video for you guys today, and today we're going to talk about trajectory, the importance of how you should ascend and descend when you sing. I'm going to turn to my side so you can see better. First and foremost, never sing like this. Your rib cage is collapsed and you're never going to get a full breath this way. Get your chest up, it's more elegant, and you can engage your support better. Now notice that when I demonstrated this, I never took this trajectory. No, that's thinking up and down. We want to think more of this idea of the yawn, the trajectory that we all take when we yawn. This induces the laryngeal tilt. This creates a trajectory where both high notes and low notes are in one place, not up and down. When we're celebrating or we're in a roller coaster, woohoo! We can do the same thing. We're able to sing very high. Nobody yawns like this. And obviously you should never do this, as it's uncomfortable. Elongate the vocal tract. Think of that oo-vowel position. Tell yourself that when you're singing, you're actually yawning or moaning. So you stimulate that trajectory and you induce the laryngeal tilt. Stop thinking of your range as down and up in this manner. No. If you want to visualize it, switch it to this. One plane. Redefine what singing is for you. It's not an action. You're not forcing sound out. If anything, you're inhaling the voice. The famous Italian proverb, inhalare la voce. Now, when we yawn, the vocal cords are firm, but they're open. That's why it sounds breathy. Similarly, when we are in reinforced falsetto, the vocal cords are actually really well adducted, however, they're just loose. The mind doesn't know that it can do both. Have the firmness and the trajectory of the yawn and the adduction on the thin edge, the cry and the tilt. Again, notice the trajectory. It's inhaling the voice. It's going behind you, not up, but behind, almost a diagonal ascension. Widen those pillars of fauces and feel like the sound is above the soft palate. Open the pharynx like a nice deep snore. Find that blade, that focus in the sound, that squillante sensation that you can get with these exercises that I'm demonstrating. Think of this young boyish cry or baby cry and now apply the laryngeal tilt, the yawn trajectory, one plane, and marry them together. Obviously, it goes without saying that the airflow is what accompanies the sound. It has to be sul fiato, on the air. It's like an aspiration that comes into contact with vocal cords that are firmly adducted on the thin edge and an open acoustical space. You'll notice that we are like ventriloquists. The singing process happens in the larynx, not in the mouth. This is why I tell people to try a bottle cap. Keeps the mouth nice and gathered, you can relax and find the sound in the back space, resonating and vibrating freely, molars and back, almost above the soft palate. Resist the urge to gape the mouth open like this. Now, if you don't have a bottle cap, you can use your fingers, 3 or 2, and it's the same idea. Think of that yawn trajectory, everything in one plane. Lean back, the sound is behind you. You can also use the biting the hand method. Open the acoustical space, feel the sound going behind you. Deep, profound, and tall, with lots of lift, lots of height, like an internal smile. You can also grab a pen, bite it down, and position it very close to the molars, as close as possible. And it's the same idea. Find that same trajectory. Find that small open pocket that lives almost behind the soft palate. Don't do this. Resist the urge to want to go up or squeeze or close. No. Find that position, that path, that trajectory. Remember, the trajectory is the same as the yawn, except that when we yawn, we have open vocal cords, and when we sing, we have firmly adducted. Now, I'm an opera singer, so I have to do these concepts to the extreme because I need to create my own amplification and resonance. I don't have a microphone. For pop singing or musical theater, you have artificial amplification. It's called a microphone. However, that doesn't mean you should sing like this and scream. Even when belting, apply these concepts gradually, perhaps not to the extreme of an opera singer, but a certain level of it should be applied. Find some tilt in your belt. If you listen to great pop artists like Alicia Keys, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Tom Jones, they all apply to a certain extent all these concepts because it's the natural trajectory that the voice wants to take to ascend and descend. Not down and up, but one position. Expand, stretch, and relax. Keep the quality of sound flexible, delicate, firmly adducted on the thin edge like a boyish cry, and apply your laryngeal tilt. Find the coordination and you'll be good to go. Hey guys, so if you enjoyed that video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe. As always, become a member of the CTS community, as that helps us to continue putting videos out there. It helps to support us, and we really want to start helping you with training videos such as this so that you can follow along at home, not just me giving you information, but actual training videos. If you enjoyed the information and it was able to help you, I am very happy. Share it with others. Let's get this information out there. You shouldn't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for something as simple as this. That being said, if you don't like what I have to say or you disagree with my explanations or methods, no need to be nasty in the comment section. I wish everyone the best of luck in their vocal journey. As you already know, keep studying, keep practicing. The work continues. Ciao, ciao for now.
Oh, ciao, Jose, and I want to be a tenor now.
Indeed.
The Confused Tenor Society. I will be back for more seeing his actual, like, a lot of times with the singing, we talk about it like mouth shapes and what you're doing in different techniques. Just seeing it like blasted, I feel like I can sing like watching that.
That's the thing is with those techniques. I mean, that's the important thing is that gets you to where you really can amplify your voice and really can get it belting out there safely and, you know, get volume if you need it. You know, it's one of those things where if I'm standing in a theater, like, you know, an actual theater, and I start speaking down at the bottom and someone's at the top and they can't hear me, I don't have to get louder. I just drop a little bit deeper and it travels.
And where you project also matters, because you can't be yelling over here to somebody that's over there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all about getting the point across. And, you know, different temperature air even has a difference. Like, you know, how in the super cold winter on a snowy day or whatever, like you could hear from miles, but, you know, other times you can't.
Yeah, the temperature does actually affect sound in a weird way.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man. It's about the air.
So that was at tenor _Cimarella, Jose Cimarella Romero. Hope I said that right, because it's got such a nice ring to it. And we're going to have to do an opera night. Damn it, that makes me think like I want to talk about opera vocals one night, because there's not enough of it out there anymore.
Yeah. Thing is, like, you know, for me, even just attempting a couple of those notes at this hour, I don't know. I think I would rather do it earlier in the day.
If you're feeling it, though, you should do it whenever you're feeling it.
True. And I do have, you know, a little area over there that could be a little, you know, vocal isolation booth, essentially.
Yeah.
Place to go yell and scream and you know, have it not travel out.
We're going to throw Glenn in a box.
I think we need a bigger box.
We're definitely going to need a bigger box. We're going to put you in it.
For sure.
So we know this guy really well at Chris Leap AM. We've had him on Tuesdays for years. And as far as vocal lessons and complete across different techniques and how to take care of your voice, good diet, you know, which matters actually to a singer. And he's always been great at balancing all of that. And yeah, I've been keeping up on like some of the things. Oh, he got in big trouble. So did I, Chris. I'll be back for that one. But this one I wanted to bring in because pitch screams, and pitch is part of the technique here of pitch screams, and how to lock in on this technique.
Nice.
Because as Chris says, once you find it, you will sing.
Exactly.
So they're the paint peeling highs or screams that have no apparent pitch or note in them.
Better not look at me wrong, 'cause I'm gonna mess you up for celebrity status just for me.
Right? No note. Ha, ha, ha. Real. And then you've got pitch screaming, where the scream itself envelops the melody,
but preserves it. 'Cause when I'm alone, I'm lost. Leaves me leaving behind my own answer. Lost on my knees. And when you wake up from your phone, but I think I like it. And you know that I'm in love with the mess.
Now, these two types of techniques are quite related, and I'm going to show you how they're related, but they require a very different way of thinking and approaching your voice in order to dial them both in comfortably and usably. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to dial in pitch screams with a super low budget way to practice. We need to get out of our minds that we have to be loud and intense and volume. You can get there by choice to really deliver the emotion, but if you try to go straight there, you'll wind up in this situation where you can only get blood-curdling screams if you're at a 10 or an 11, if you're at your limits. We want to get the coordinations when you're not at your limits and then have play, willful play. But in order to find this range, if you don't know how to support your voice and place your voice properly, you're not going to be able to do it. If you are unsure if you are supporting your voice correctly or placing your voice correctly, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. I'll help you dial those techniques in, give you a solid foundation so that you can do what I'm teaching in this video. So we covered the easy way to practice the noteless screams in this video a little bit ago. Pitch screams. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to find an area right in between our chest and our head voice quietly, and we're going to expose that flavor of fry, right? Broken vocal cord engagement, but quietly. Now that's head voice fry, and we have chest voice fry, chest voice fry. We want the fry that exists right in the middle. It's going to sound a little gruntier, but you can hear it, right? Head voice fry, chest voice fry, and then this middle. It's also airier. It's like you're driving a wedge between, right there it is, between your chest and your head voice. And the more that you can get comfortable with this awkward in between, and then push into it. But I don't mean like start screaming. I mean this. Find it. Notice there's still a good amount of like note and pitch, real voice in there. Find it. I'm going to push into it and I'm just going to feel what happens. Watch. Fine. I start yodeling, sort of. This is where most people go, oh, I hate this. I can't do it. I'm going to encourage you to do the other way. Lean into this yodely thing and start thinking about moving the pitch around as you play, accept the yodels, and then every once in a while you land in this area where, yeah, you've got that going on. Again, we're really quiet. We're a quiet distortion. This is speech level or maybe even a little quieter than that. There it is. No. As you hear little bits of head voice in there, even when it's tight, you hear a little bit of head voice. I'm moving the pitch around now. Hear what's happening though? There's this little like presence-y, sizzly thing happening as I'm getting familiar with how it feels to fuse my chest and my head voice with that fry, with that break in different parts of my range. That's a lot higher, right? That's very head voicey. You have a lot of note in there still. We want to preserve that, unlike the pitch list stuff the noteless stuff that we were talking about before. As I push into it, it gets more yodely. That's okay. Keep going. Keep moving it around. we're going to now put the word lost in there, like you heard me doing, and you'll get to see how I get there. Lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. Notice I'm not singing the melody yet. I'm lost. There it is. I'm lost. I'm lost. 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 Okay, now I've created this sort of like range siren thing, and I'm accepting the yodels, and I'm adding more compression to it, and you can hear there's a consistency that happens within that siren. Feel it? My voice feels great. Lost. The key is I'm letting my voice break. I'm not trying to control it too much. Now. We have the same note happening unscreamed, you know, I'm, and then we have lost. We have both of them, but you even on lost, you hear the same note, right? I'm lost in these memories. So we sing it. We make this one clean, and then we're going to siren up to that same note with this broken sound. I'm lost. But I'm not loud in this recording because I have to be. I'm loud because there's an emotional intensity there. I'm getting it very quietly, and then I can support to taste, not supporting out of need. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. Lost. Yeah, that's a very heady mixed sort of sound, but it's that wedge, and I feel it. I'm lost. Now bring in the support. Now that I have it comfortable, bring in the support, and it doesn't feel like you're blowing yourself out. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost in these memories. I'm lost and relaxed, and I can use all sorts of different dynamics within the freedom of that scream. Yeah. I hope this was helpful to see how this is built. If you'd like more help with these kinds of things, click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and start by joining my free course. Get the fundamentals down, and then I'll take you much further. And here's that video that I referenced at the beginning about the noteless approach that I covered just a little while ago, just a few videos back.
Oh, he will take you further.
Oh, yeah. Don't get lost.
Yeah, I have learned to sing over these years in Angified, watching all his videos. I don't do it, but I understand how it works because I deal with people who do it.
Air support is big, you know?
And what I like with his lessons is he's fearless. So, you know, he's trying to make an example sometimes when it comes to things like screaming, and he's not afraid to show like how it sounds. Wes was like making a joke, like it sounds like Marge Simpson. And it's how you're projecting Marge Simpson when you're using that technique that turns it into a good singing technique.
Exactly. The Marge Simpson.
I don't know, Homer.
Exactly.
And one of the singers he was talking about there, Mafra, she's amazing as a female metal vocal singer. I've gone down her rabbit hole, and her voice has caused quite a reaction on YouTube with like people who love metal and hearing extreme metal vocals coming from a female like this. Uh, she's gotten a lot of attention for her sound.
Yeah. And again, so much of it just comes down to technique. I mean, it's not, to me, it's not a male versus female thing. And anybody can do anything. It's just a question of, the technique and what works for you to get that sound out, because everybody's body's a little bit different. Everybody's vocals are a little bit different. So everyone has different ranges that are comfortable and safe and all of that.
Well, and it's funny. Sometimes you hear the biggest sound come out of the smallest body. And it's like, what the fuck? How did that tiny little thing make that explosive sound?
Lots of practice.
Yeah. And they probably went to Chris Lipe, chrislipe.com, at Chris Lipe on YouTube. He's consistent everywhere. He does have free vocal lessons. You can start there, and his channel is a vocal lesson.
Absolutely.
Every single video.
You will find something useful.
Yep. And another dude who does that, Bobby Huff, Dr. Bob, he's the musical surgeon. And we've gone here on our mixing nights and, engineering nights. He's always got kick-ass advice for all of that. But I was talking about gang vocals the other night with an artist and incorporating that into their chorus. I was like, I really like this song, and that chorus would be kick-ass if you can back it up, like either do the Michael Anthony or get a couple rappers behind you, like chanting.
Nice. That works.
It depends on the genre you're going for, and gang vocals can go in a lot of different directions depending on the singers that you have.
Yeah, for sure.
So this one's at Bobby Huff on YouTube. He is Dr. Bob, the musical surgeon, and I love that part of his channel. I'm constantly going there to figure out like some of the shit I'm trying to figure out on the mixing.
Nice.
And here he's going to show me how to get those gang vocals I'm trying to tell this dude to do.
All right.
All right, you guys, more on gang vocals or big background vocals. There are several different kinds to me. There's the lead vocal and then big gang vocals behind it. There's the big singy, tight, manicured gang big vocals of like pop music. Maybe back in the day it was Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. Big wall of beautiful harmonies and melody and very manicured, vocal lined vocals. There's big Def Leppard vocals, like Pour Some Sugar on Me. Then there's the Queen kind of big chanty vocals. This one falls a little bit more into that, where they're not so manicured that they're beautiful and pretty. It's more of fun. There was also a song by Chubba Wubba. I get knocked down and I get up again. I don't ever want to bring me down. I always thought those sounded fun and cool and very rambunctious. Let's have some beer. But let me play you these. All of these have similar ideas behind them, and let me show you some things that really can help gang vocals to be, the lyrics to be legible, and a few anchor points that really make that happen. So let me play you the pre-chorus before and then the chorus. You can hear what's going on. Please don't be offended by the lyric. This is a humorous song. Not real, not angry, funny. So here we go. Okay, so we have huge stacks of vocals and harmonies. One thing I want to point out is one thing to really make your vocals legible, when there are this many vocals, consonants and vowels and things like that can be smeared, which sounds like fun and really sounds a group, but you may need an anchor point, some anchors to where the listener can really hear that. So I have some consonant tracks here, just 4, but they're quite loud, and they're this. For the ch in bitch. And that's the like SED in pissed. Now when she's breathing, she's pissed. Now if she's breathing, she's pissed. These are more CHs for bitch. So those are good anchor points to focus those consonants so that you can hear what those words really are, because in a gang, those consonants are different places. And I don't want to align those up too much, because then it wouldn't, to me, in a song like this, it would take the fun out of it. Another thing is notice in the chorus, there's no instrumentation really in the vocal range. There's claps, there's lots of, there's some percussion, and there's drums, and there are some guitars. Really, those keyboards are so low, they almost don't need to be there. But what's really anchoring this musically that with some percussion is really what's driving the chorus musically. So there's nothing in the frequency range of those vocals to cover up the melody or the lyrics, because when you got, like I said, when you got that much wash in the vocals going on, it could be hard to hear the lyrics. Now, this is almost mixed, not quite mixed. I'll probably go in and ride some of the lyrics and things like that, but when I go to ride things and when I do my final mix, I know I'm not going to have much competition with those vocals, which is important in any song. I can go over what the stacks are for the chorus here. Lots of some things tuned, some things untuned, just to give it more of a, not just the wash where words are landing, but where pitches are landing. So let me see what we've got here, and then I'll show you another really important thing.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think
Falsetto.
Oh no, I think I'm in love.
Even more of that. Let's see the next 4.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with a bitch. She
Low harmony. 4 more.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with a bitch. She used to
4 high harmonies. 4 more.
think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with a bitch. She
Low harmony. Sorry about the jump in levels, and it sounds like when I start. There's some automation on the master bus that's doing that, so it's not a problem with the vocal. 4 more.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with a bitch. She used to be.
Doubling the high part there. Now, what we're getting into here, all of these are more of all that. But what I did is I actually sang these on my mother-in-law's porch on a farm. So you'll hear with a fan in the room. I'm singing about 4 feet away from the mic, so the mic is picking up the room and the space in the room, and they're heavily compressed with this Kramer Pi compressor. You can see this is just one vocal here.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think.
But all of these vocals have that on it, and you can hear the room, you can hear the fan in the room, but I don't care. I want this song to be fun and organic, and I love the fact that it sounds like it was sung on a porch. I'm not trying to be, in this particular instant, if it was too clean and manicured and beautiful, I think the fun and the tongue-in-cheek of the lyric may not sound as honest. So here are all those room vocals.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with a bitch. She used to be so super sweet, but now when she's breathing, she's pissed.
So that's all those. Now, if you'll notice, all these room vocals are hard panned. Left, right, hard panned. The vocals up here that are the main vocals, actually, those are hard panned too. Some of these, though, that sing the melody, the main melody here.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with a bitch.
So I've got 2 straight up the middle and 2 just off to the side at like 47. The next ones.
Oh no, I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with.
That melody, but full voice, not falsetto, are the same. 2 up the middle and 2 barely to the sides. The next ones.
Oh no, I think I'm in love.
All hard panned. So I'm trying to create an image too. With those panned up the middle, it's going to be easier to hear those lyrics and identify with that melody and those lyrics in the middle. But then I get the group outside of those. So it's very easy to, you're creating a nice image. I don't want everything out to the sides. I still want a singer in the middle that the listener can identify with, because in the verses, there is a singer in the middle that you identify with.
She writes my yesterday and night. All work, no play. And there's a hell no.
So I want him to stay there. There's also, so here's our consonant anchor tracks we talked about. There's also, I think these are really extremely high. This ought to be funny.
She used to be so super sweet, but now when she's breathing, she's pissed.
And obviously those are tuned because singing that high, I can't sing that high in pitch. And then we've got some answers here. One thing about answers is you'll see that these cut off before pretty much, these don't extend over this, so I can get some space here to hear these words. Same here. These could have extended out to here. Actually, this one's a better example. I could have said, the bitch, all out to here. But I want this space here to hear these lyrics. So a little bit of coming and going with lyrics to hear things. And I think that's really the takeaways in this one. There's some oohs here to identify, make this part of the chorus identify a little bit differently. Those are all hard panned, and we can listen to all these. Unison, I didn't really want any harmonies there because there's so much other harmony going on at that point. And then the last takeaway, I've got all of these different chorus vocal parts, where are my groups? In groups, in different groups, so I can really control them easily. So let me just, you'll see here, some of these parts you won't hear because they're in a different part of the song, but
She used to be so super sweet, but now when she's breathing, she's pissed. I think I'm in love. Think I'm in love with a bitch. With a bitch. In love with a bitch.
so for the chorus alone, there are 3 different groups to identify, 3 sections that I really needed to treat differently so they were legible. Anyway, lots to deal with big gang vocals, but they're a lot of fun. They're really getting across the attitude I want in this song. It wouldn't sound the same if I was just singing. It needs to be fun in a lot of them. But these are some good takeaways that I feel like I've learned from listening to these great records of the past and even working with some of the people that worked on them. And hopefully this will help you with your gang vocals that you're recording. Thanks so much for watching. Give me some comment, love, and a thumbs up below. And hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.
The doctor, is it?
Oh, it's funny. Normally, I want to work on my music, but damn, if I had you working on it, I'd feel like that surgeon. I'm in good hands. I can't go into myself. I'd rather have a surgeon who knows his shit like you.
That's right. It's like when you go to the barber, you go to the barber with the second best haircut in town.
Yeah, I was just thinking, we came up with an idea there, Wes. We're definitely going to do that. And Angie's going to go to a barber shop instead of a salon. I can't wait to see what bangs you get.
You see what they did to me last time I went? Oh my God.
We're going to get her to look like Glenn.
Now, that would be a twinsy shot for sure.
So that was at Bobby Huff. Love watching his videos for the process and the mind mentality when you're dealing with the mix, and here with these vocals, getting those kinds of harmonies that sound like Queen or the Beach Boys was one we were talking in the chat about. Getting good harmonies like that, whether you're using something like Nectar, what we were talking about earlier, or you've got somebody who can actually sing the parts.
Yeah. And that's the thing is when you were listening back, also you're looking at the groups that he had set up there and seeing, in the ways that he has the group set up and the reasons for having it set up that way to make it easier to put effects on or easier to bring things up and down.
That's why I like watching his videos, because his chain approach and how he is doing his audio workflow. I'm learning when I see people use chains like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even just the use of a recording or a track where it's just the ch, for example, like that is huge, because that can make a big difference to the, to how clear something is when you're trying to hear vocals in a track.
And some of the things he was trying to accomplish when he mentioned like the automation, like, don't worry, what you hear here is if you're doing swoop ins and swoop outs and those kind of effects that Brian May definitely did a lot of with the vocal layering in Queen songs, and you sometimes need to automate that in, automate it out. Sometimes you need a curve. It's cool with digital. Like now you can do all sorts of shapes. In the old days, it was just like manual bringing it up and bouncing a track.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of newfangled tools these days.
Yeah. That automation didn't get in the way of your demonstration there, Bobby.
Exactly.
Good always like visiting there. We need more mixing and engineering nights.
Oh yeah, every night.
I talk about that shit like every night over on the Zoom. So, oh no, Glenn, I'm not looking at you.
Oh no! You're over there. You're over here.
I had to turn my head.
Oh, my neck. Oh. We're okay.
That's what happens if you keep it too much in one place for too long.
Yeah, that's why I tend to swivel around a lot. Like just, keep it from going in one place.
Well, looks like you're settled in good. I know that you had some last minute shuffling still.
Some last minute shuffling, and there's still a couple things that I need to get done. But the good news is that I am, pretty much squared away. There are a couple things left to get into here, but again, everything was already kind of here already. Is kind of just moving into a spot that was already kind of settled, and then just kind of bringing my own touches to the place. I mean, it's not decorated quite the way I would necessarily decorate, but at the same time, it's not bad. And
you've got the toys around you now, and I'm seeing toys that when they're in front of you, it makes you want to play them.
Exactly. I mean, I do have, my main guitar is right here. I have a 5-string bass right there. I have this keyboard right here. I have these drums right there. And the keyboard is actually sitting on the chair that has no arms, because chairs that have arms like this is a gamer chair. So this is, more comfortable for hanging out and doing the games and everything else. But when it comes to playing, every time you pick up an instrument, the body of the instrument is right there in the armrest. So you have to, scooch on the chair, and it makes it awkward. So it's better to just have a chair with no arms, or what would be better would be something like a drum throne with like the nice cushioned seat. But some of those are like, $400 for like one of the nice.
We all want a throne.
Yeah, but if I had a nice drum throne, it would be right there, right by the cheapest electronic drums in the world.
And I would put swords in it and make it look like the Game of Thrones throne, but with drums.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, we could do that.
I know a drummer. I know a drummer who actually has that kit.
Nice. Let's see, what do we have here? We have Vic Firth 7As. So we got the 7As in the house.
Well, you're not John Bonham yet, but you're getting there. You're big enough to be.
I got sticks. Let's start. I have 2 sticks. Where's the other 2? I need 4 sticks. Where's the other 2?
And you're going to need some bongos and other shit, because Bonham did like to do the hand drums in between.
We did talk about this guy.
Yeah, you got the skull. Scully.
And actually, maybe he can live right there. Maybe.
Now you're competing with Jason and Ange on the skulls in the background. You're only going to need like 20 more if you want to compete with Jason.
Well, we have a trivia time next time. We'll see who that is over there.
I'm not going to cheat. I do know.
You know, but not anybody else. That's all right. Maybe they'll find out by next week.
Any plans for the 4th of July?
Actually, we have gigs.
Fire. Yeah, I figured you got gigs because that's a big gig day.
Yeah, actually, one of the bands that we work with a lot, it's a Beatles band. They actually are playing tonight, or they played earlier tonight, but we weren't working with them tonight, but it was at a place that we were working with a different band a few weeks ago. So I had gotten the the flyer that had the schedule of every Tuesday and every Thursday they have bands at this band shell. And as I'm just looking, scanning down the list of the bands, I'm like, hey, I know those guys. And as I'm looking at the thing today, I'm like, hey, that's today. And as I'm driving through town over to my mom's place to drop off some stuff and things, I'm less than 5 minutes from mom's house, and I'm driving through the town where it is, and they have like all the red, white, and blue stuff out. So they were having a big old fireworks thing tonight and everything. So that was all going on. But I had stuff I was taking care of there and places I had to be here, so I took care of that. Tomorrow is going to be a wedding at a country club, so it's outside and it's going to be hot. 102 degrees.
Yeah, but it's going to be fancy-ish. Country clubs. Yeah, we're not going to make you dress in a suit, but everybody else probably will be.
Yes and no. I mean, it is the country band. So with the country band, it is, they do have more casual outside stuff.
Yeah, there will be cowboy hats.
There will be cowboy hats, correct. And then on Saturday we're going to find out tomorrow if it's going to rain or not. Because right now it's looking like thunderstorms in that area on Saturday. So we're going to find out tomorrow if it's okay. But if it's not thunderstorms, then we're going to be out at a park right on the Hudson River north of New York City. And the last time it was like 2,000 people there. It was ridiculously huge and just a good time for everybody.
Yeah, I hope Mother Nature's nice this year. It's a weekend, 4th of July, when it's on a Saturday. Just keep the skies clear for a couple of days there. Let people in. This is the 250th celebration for us. Big one for 4th of July. Don't rain on too many parades.
Yeah, you don't get to a quarter millennium that often. So, it's one of those things.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait another 250 years to make something bigger.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, it's going to be one of those things that you're going to remember where you were when it happened. So it's good to be there, good to have a good time, but be responsible. Fireworks are one of those things where they've made them, just in the last couple of years, they made fireworks legal in Jersey. It used to always be.
Now they're using drones. So some cities are going to get awesome drone shows that don't explode, but they look like they do.
Exactly. And some of those are even cooler for sure.
Yeah. I want to see a drone show. I have to drive 3 hours to get to one.
Well, we could make a little show with a little drone.
Oh, you do have one, and now you got a place where you might be able to play with it a little.
A little bit. That one I think I was asked to try to repair because somebody did take it out on their first day. Crashed it, and we're like, here, I think I broke it.
I know a Maha that can help you sometimes there, at least with advice.
Yeah, I'll break it out. I want to say that one of the rotors had blade problems, but we'll see. One of those things where, again, I was kind of cramped in my spot and trying to work on it like in a little tiny thing, but now I can actually put together a workbench here, put some tools up. I was even thinking at one of these days we're going to have to see about a 3D printer.
Okay, you do that, and I will have a couple of nights of just 3D printer rabbit hole because I've been going down it again.
And it's the thing is that if you just look at certain things, if you've ever seen somebody hand out a custom guitar pick, just as just something random, custom guitar pick at a show, like has a band name on it, whether it's printed on there or whatever. With 3D printing, you could have it like literally etched in there, and it's not.
If you get into the engravers and shit, a combination of a 3D printer with a couple of engravers, and you got a business there.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it could be stuff that it doesn't have to be, oh, open your online shop and do this and this. It could be, for friends, you work with bands, you say, hey, we can make merch if you want merch. We can make small batch merch so that you have something to put on a table and not something you have to buy, whatever.
A big key nowadays is to be able to do what you need to fulfill a certain requirement with the ability to do more of it. If, wow, we got 1 million fans now. Okay, let's make 1 million of these.
Yeah, you want scalability. And that's one of the things about 3D printing that I just absolutely love is the fact that once you've done the research and you've made you got it done, it's done. You set up 1,000 printers, you make 1,000 of them.
Well, once I need 1 million because there's a demand, I'm not going to do it with my little experimental shit. I'm going to here's my model. You can get a much cheaper deal letting a manufacturer make 1 million for you.
They're already tooled up for it. Exactly.
I just want to make my custom parts and my custom shit to experiment and say, this would be cool to sell.
And that's the thing is custom tools is another one. Like when we talk about having a 3D printer on a space station, for example, or somewhere that's very remote on a submarine, things like that, where if you have something that you need to fix, and you need to fix it,
if you're Matt Damon going to Mars and you've got no other options, a 3D printer might save your life in that situation.
Yeah. I've even seen where somebody took a 3D printer and used it to print a big 3D printer. So you can you can just keep doing that. Make yourself a whole Mars colony.
That was the first rabbit hole I ever went down. My buddy Jay was like, and he built his 3D printer. He built a really simple one and started to be able to fabricate small parts and create a better 3D printer out of that. That is the future of space technology. It needs to be able to build itself and fix an outer hull breach. Ooh, a rock hit us. Okay, repair that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, like you said, whether it's CNC, whether it's laser, whether it's additive manufacturing, whether it's 3D printing. I mean, there's so many different things that are options at this point. The ability to make your own custom tools and make your own custom stuff is no longer just a thing. We're not quite at the replicator where you say, "Hey, make me this and that," and it happens. But we're almost there.
But yeah, we're like 98% there, and the only thing stopping us at that point is the material, because you can't make material out of nothing. So technically, if you want to be a replicator, you've got to be able to convert matter. And if you can convert matter, then you can make metal or you can make meat. And the only difference is one you use as a tool and the other you should eat.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're vegan.
Yeah. True. You can make vegetables too, though. Making meat's harder than it is.
Well, I bet you for a replicator, making vegetables is actually ironically trickier. Like metal, oh shit, this is like 101. Making vegetables that are actually nourishing. Because I bet you the one thing Star Trek never talked about, with that kind of approach, you'd be missing so many supplements and nutrients in your diet, because we can make it taste like a cheeseburger, but we can't make it actually nutritional like one.
They can go one better. They can get you all of the amino acids that you need, all the vitamins that you need, and make it taste and feel like a cheeseburger. So they were able to make the ultimate health food. They take the exact amount. Let's say you're really hungry today and you want to have the big old, something like a Baconator, raw, big old thing.
Yeah. I want to feel like a slob as I eat this burger.
But they could make that out of, kale and this and that and anything that's all the healthy stuff that's in there. But it tastes and the texture and everything is all just like this. But it's exactly the right amount.
Don't tell me what it is. If it looks and tastes like a burger, I'm going to be that dude in the Matrix that's like, I'm eating this steak. And that A1, that virtual A1 is the shit I'm going to put on top of it.
Yeah, I want my steak just like it is. Black pepper on top, that's fine.
Now that I think about it, symbology, that A1, It's AI. Okay.
Whoa.
Dude, my steak sauce. I think I just found a virtual conspiracy about steak sauce.
Don't go blue pilling now. It's okay.
I'm not going to stop using A1, but I'm going to wonder whether it's real in the future.
Start seeing that whole little rain down of characters.
Well, I better keep tasting like it did. Otherwise, then I will switch.
Yep. Steak, red wine, all that good stuff. Yeah.
We can do a food night. I'm surprised we haven't at this point.
I have a kitchen with an
I know,
island in it.
I know, and now we have a good excuse. We'll tie tech into it. I mean, there's tons of kitchen tech out there that my brother is actually hooking up his kitchen with. So
nice.
If you actually want to read a recipe off of a screen next to your stove and shit, we've got one.
That's the way to do it. But we'll have to do that next week.
Yes. First, we're going to celebrate this weekend, and then we'll be back to motivate on Monday.
Yep.
And Muckery, she's bringing Monday back.
Saturday, if the weather holds, Pearson Park.
And Tuesday is going to be a album spotlight on Your Wet Dream. She's got a new album showing her different dream personalities. It kicks ass. I'm in the middle of going through the editing, and you guys are going to love this.
Nice. I like it.
And Ange will whip it back out afterwards, and we'll be back behind her.
On Thursday, once again.
Yeah. It's a good night.
It is indeed. Be safe. Have fun, everybody.
And good night to all of you.
We cover digital, audio, workstations, and music tools. We explore theory, gear, and MIDI too. How to arrange, compose, and the art of arranging. Taking a look at AI and how the times have changed. On a PC or a Mac, and even with a mobile device, we'll be talking about it all every Thursday night. From software to plugins and sets that entice. Dive deep into tech and let creativity take flight. Talkin IT. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn. From bedroom producers to seasoned pros, we're breaking it down so knowledge grows. Whether you're a DJ or a beat making wizard, we got the tips and tricks to make your sound sizzle. Mixing and mastering, that's our jam. With the tutorials and tips on how much rap. Get the best quality from your setup and gear. Tune in every week and lend us your ear. We're talking IT. Come and join in and have some fun. It's highly educational with a lot to learn. We're talking We're talking